Hey guys, so I am going to try to show you off some Reason filters, run through the entire gamut of the filters and the various Reason instruments, show you which filters are the same, which ones are different. And there's a lot of options, particularly with Europa, which are worth looking at. So I'm going to let this run and I'll talk to you and explain what I'm doing, and I'm going to manipulate the cutoff frequency and the resonance as we go along so that you'll get a chance to just kind of hear it. I've got a little quick 1-bar matrix baseline pattern. I'm going to run everything to a sawtooth wave, and then we'll try out the different filters for fun and giggles. So without further ado, let's get in there. Let me share my screen with you and we'll dive in. So here we are with Reason. I've got, of course, the spectrum analyzer sitting up here, which is great. I've got the matrix sequencer attached to every synthesizer I'm going to show you, and I just simply copied and pasted the matrix pattern from one matrix to all the others, so they all have the same pattern. We're going to start with Thor, and I've got the analog OSC with the sawtooth wave chosen, and over here on the low pass filter, which is right now set to 6 dB per octave. So let's hear that. And I'm going to switch filter slopes. Right now we have no resonance. That's 12 dB. This is 18 dB. Here we have the 24 type 2 and 24 type 1, and at this setting they're going to sound the same. The manual's not quite clear on this, but it has to do with resonance and the shaper in there as well, maybe the drive. They sound pretty much identical to me, so I don't know that if you're going to notice any difference there. But anyway, let's hear this. I think you hear a big difference between the 6 dB and the 24 dB. There's a little bit of level difference too. The 6 dB seems a little quieter, but it's brighter. Now, I've got the keyboard tracking on and a little bit of envelope. And let us bring this filter down a little. And we'll add some resonance. Now there's 12, 18, 24 type 2, 24 type 1, so there you go. So that's your ladder filter, and it's a very simple filter, again, based on the Moog ladder design. There's a lot of resonance, still pretty bright in the 6 dB mode. So we hear a little brightness above the cutoff, right? You can see the cutoff is around, I don't know, 1.0K. Now there's less above that. And one thing I want you to notice about the ladder type filters, as I add resonance, we're going to lose bass. That's different. All right, so there's a little bit of the ladder filter. Let's take a look at the state variable filter as well. We're going to go with medium resonance right now, and we'll start with a low pass. Again, I've got the cutoff kind of low and the keyboard tracking on, so we should hear the filter move around a bit as it plays with the different notes on the sequence. Here we go. find I need a little more resonance on this filter. There's bandpass. So it could be kind of like a low pass at a low setting, kind of like a high pass at a high setting. All right, here's the high pass mode. Here's the cool thing about high pass is as I add resonance, it's at the cutoff, just at the low end of the filter. All right, here's the notch. You get a little phasing effect. And we also have this peak, and with the notch, we have this low frequency, high frequency mode. And what this is a notch filter and a bandpass, but in this case, the peak filter, are combinations of low pass and high pass filters, so we can vary the balance between them, getting more lows or more highs, or an even balance. And here's the peak mode. And again, we can balance with this LF-HF knob. So, some fun there. Now, we also have the comb filter, and I'm going to start this out without resonance. And here we go. And as I move the frequency, you're going to hear a flanging sound. And that's what a flanger is a comb filter with a variable frequency. Now let's add some resonance to intensify this. Remember that a comb filter is based on a delay, so you're adding feedback to the delay when you do that. Let me actually see the notches moving through the frequency spectrum. So let's do the same thing with the comb minus. One thing you notice right away is there's much less bass. That's because the delay is now out of phase with the input signal, and it tends to affect the bass more. We'll add some resonance. Cool sound. Of course, you can modulate this with an LFO and create a flanger. All right, and then the next thing we have is the formant filter. I really like this filter. It's a lot of fun to play with, and it does mimic what our voice does. So you can get an ah sound kind of around here, and over here you're going to get kind of an A sound, or ah. And more of an E sound up here. And then we have sort of the back, that's the front of the mouth. Here's the back of the mouth. That's sort of an aw. And an O. And an oo kind of sound. A lot of fun to play with it. So those are my options on the filters in Thor. And remember, I have 3 locations where I can place those filters in the signal flow. So I have 2 independent chains here on the oscillator side, and then after the filter and amplifiers, we can put a global filter on as well.